what it is, beautiful, smart people out there in YouTubian land. It is the Wolf. Let's get going. This particular video is called What Every American Should Know About Washington, D.C. Alright, so I'll try to bring you guys a little bit closer. Don't be shy. Alright, so, but you're still probably not going to be able to read it. Sorry, I'm not super technical savvy. I don't have everything set up where I can just show you the image. You know, on the side-by-side thing. So this is by, if you want to look it up, Times Square Chronicles, and this particular article is labeled What Every American Should Know About Washington, D.C. Okay, so this particular person did some in-depth interviewing and research to come up with this information. The website is actually called News Treason, okay? Alright, so the word news and then treason.com. Alright, so they claim to be a very unbiased, unbloated, an info page, okay, of goodness. Alright, so, so the credit goes to them first of all. So it says here, Washington, D.C., formerly known as the District of Columbia, is also known as D.C. or Washington. Alright, there we go. Alright, it is the capital city of the United States of America. Okay, so in other words, that it's, but here's the thing, did you know it is not owned by America? Right, let's get going. Alright, so the district is not part of any U.S. state. In 1846, Congress returned the land originally ceded to Virginia. Both of those two states gave up land to form it, and they gave it back to Virginia on the one side. The other side is still D.C. Okay, so yeah, we pay for all of its infrastructure, commerce. Washington, D.C. pays no taxes. Though it is a capital city, ironically, residents of D.C. lack a full self-governance. Representation in Congress is limited to a non-voting delegate to the House of Representatives and a shadow senator. A shadow senator, I like that. It took until 1964 for Washingtonians to vote in the presidential elections. It took until 1973 for the city, until the city was allowed to elect its own mayor. Okay, so who was appointing the mayor? Interesting. All right, so who owns Washington, D.C.? Now this is their information. All right, so it's not me saying this. London, which is typically Lloyd's of London, okay, the District of Columbia, and the Vatican. Okay, so by them saying the District of Columbia, how can the District of Columbia own the District of Columbia? Because at one point in time there was multiple districts in there. Now, from what we understand, that has been consolidated into all of those parties basically co-owning it underneath one name. But here, as you see, yes, Lloyd's of London, the Vatican, and whoever owns the District of Columbia. I don't know. But I wouldn't mind having a spot of tea, Governor. All right, pip pip, tooraloo, tooraloo, and all that. Then let's get back to it. Long live the Queen. So D.C. has its own flag and own independent constitution. So most of you people out there, when you're responding to these mandates, they are issued from here to their citizens, which are the 14th Amendment U.S. citizens and not American nationals. All right, so the Act of 1871 passed by Congress created a separate corporation known as the United States. Nothing new, because you guys are smart, and I've told you this before. And the corporate government for the District of Columbia. Thus, D.C. acts as a corporation through the Act. The flag of Washington, D.C. has 3 red stars, the 3 stars denoting to City of London, Vatican City, and D.C. D.C. is the unknown partner. All right. So, let me see how much more we got. Okay, not much. Okay. So a look at various treaties raises the question on whether the U.S. remains as part of the British crown colony. The basis of this goes back to the first charter of Virginia, which in 1606 granted, granted Britain the right to colonize America, but it was already owned by the Native Americans, so that's a little sketchy. But colonize America was created after stealing America from the Native Americans or Native Indians. Okay, if America was colonized by Brit subjects, then these people are subjects of the British government. But of course, we all know we fought and won the war. Okay, so to negate this, there was a treaty of 1783 declaring independence from Great Britain. However, the treaty identifies the King and Queen of England as the Prince of the United States. Ooh. All right. So please refer to www.treatyofparis.com. Treatyofparis.com. So check that out. What needs to further be investigated is why the U.S. still continues to pay tax to a city if it's a free nation. The 1794 treaty signed between England adds the question, why would the U.S. need to sign a treaty with England 13 years after the Paris Treaty of 1783 declaring the U.S. independent? Did you know America, when it canceled the charter for the First National Bank in 1811, 4,500 British troops arrived and burned down the White House, both houses of Congress, the War Office, the U.S. Senate Department, and Treasury, and destroyed the ratification records signed by 12 U.S. states. Why didn't we learn this in school or in history? This is what it says. So that's when I told you guys how all of those foreign people were never supposed to be in office and doing half the things that they're doing. But mysteriously, when the First National Bank in 1811 was canceled, 4,500 troops came here and destroyed all the paperwork in the original amendments. Yeah, jazzy. All right. In 1913, the Federal Reserve was passed by U.S. Congress, handing over America's gold and silver and total control of America's economy to the Rothschilds. It's not me saying this, so Mr. Rothschild, don't be mad at me, but I will take $1 million if you want, and then maybe I'll pull a video or something. That's cool. So don't believe me, do some research. The Federal Reserve is a privately owned banking system that does not belong to America or Americans, but more on that later. I don't think the article continued, so I'm just going to leave you what's left. So there's no better time to ask the question of whether the United States is a country or a corporation. Who is the U.S. President, Congress, and Senators working for, the corporation or the American people? These are good questions, guys. So that's why I told you, there is info all around you, but you don't know where to look, and you're not looking it up. Do the research. And, if you can, the funky chicken, or whatever gets you, through the day. So that's about it, guys. The Badwolf is just bringing you guys more information. I stumbled across this article which kind of talked about some of this stuff, bits, all this stuff I was talking about in bits and pieces, and kind of brought it together. So once again, a separate, non-biased, independent research, but as always, do your own research. So this is all from your favorite non-belligerent, non-combatant treaty with the United States, neutral party. Long live the nation of Lovitica, because we're just here to bring education and entertainment. Are you not entertained? That's it. So I'm going to get out of here, guys. Go do something fabulous because you're great. And don't forget to always continue to promote yourself, positive thoughts. Don't let this negative music, negative media, ruin your life and make you conduct business their way. Look, read between the lines and educate yourself, because all they want to do is entertain you. And if you're just entertained, then you're not reading and learning. I know reading and learning ain't fun, but when it comes to your freedom and a better quality of life, it might be something that needs to be done. Badwolf's over and out, guys. Appreciate you. I got more stuff to learn from myself. I'm always teaching you guys. I need to learn something too. I'm out. Peace. Go get it.